Research suggests that digital workforces expect digital transformation to better reflect and respect their concerns and values, not just boost business capabilities and opportunities, that they just take care of their investors, shareholders. In the current situation, leaders, CEOs, CIOs must pay close attention to how their leadership is experienced and consider whether digital tools, techniques, and technologies are making their organizations key stakeholders, including employees, consumers, and investors, feel more valued. That's the topic of today. We are going to discuss as part of our Tech Talk session, along with some personal story on the focus area.
Welcome to the OTech Talks podcast, where it's all about working on technologies. You will hear the latest tech information, and your host, Kashif Manzoor, brings together product overviews, how-tos, best practices, tips and tricks, and troubleshooting techniques.
Welcome to Tech Talks podcast. It's a journal. If you're new to the show, today's session number is 81. And Open Tech Talk is your weekly sandbox for technology insights, experimentation, and inspiration, with the primary objective of learning and sharing. And before I will start today's topic, I thought to share with you another personal incident or observation which I did it. We are in the second month of 2021, and whatever targets or aims or goals we have made for year 2021, 1 month is past. So where we stand, it just realization happened last week. I thought, okay, let me go back what I wrote it. And how this came into my mind, the word focus strived me. And that's how it comes into that one. My second son is 4 years old, and whenever we go out when I want to put him in his car seat, and he used to fight or say I will buckle up myself, which he struggles usually, so he wastes a lot of time while we start wanna move or go anywhere. Now suddenly from last few months, when he was insisting that okay, I wanna buckle myself, I will put my belt on, and I gave him up. Okay, let him do it. And while he was trying it, he was just looking here and there, and then he was talking to his other brother, but he was not focusing. So I just said, you need to focus. Now he didn't understand the word focus, but he just made it in his mind that okay, it's something to do with which will help him to put the belt on, lock the belt. Now when I said focus, he started putting more attention to the belt lock, and then he did it. And when he did it, after a struggle of 1 minute, the word he said, yes, I did it. So now what happened from last for, I think, around 6 months, he used to do the same thing, and initially he will try it didn't work, and then I will say, focus. You have to focus. Yeah, I forget, I have to focus it. So when he was focusing, and when he's saying it, that I need to focus, and now I will focus it, then he's able to do it. And when he's able to do it, he's celebrating that one. Yes, I did it. So that this weekend, that's the same word strived me, that he was trying it, and then I said focus. And then yeah, Baba, I forget it. So I need to focus. So when he focused it, he did it. And I think that reminds me, as a whole, in our life, either it's a professional or personal, that we need to focus. What we need to do or what we want to do it. That's, I think, the key learning for me during this week. And that's relate to even number of other factors where in our organization and in each and every people. And I met another friend, 3 friends over the weekend with social distancing keeping in mind. And we were talking about a lot of politics in the offices and generally the careers, roles changing, no demands, working from home and going to office and all that. And that reminds me during that discussion that the word focus is very important. The roles, the organization, we will keep changing. We will get into new roles. We'll get into new jobs. They will get new targets, new goals. What is our focus? That's I think we need to make it clear for ourselves. So I did my focus review, my goals review over the weekend. Now it's to you. Take an action. Go back. And just like my younger son did it, 4 years old, that we need to focus. And when we focus, we will achieve something. And then we need to celebrate it. And that's focus even linked to me for today's our discussion. And how it came in my mind, because over the weekend, while scrolling through LinkedIn, I got into one article from the MIT Sloan Management Review, along with, I think they did it with some partner, Cognizant, in collaboration with that findings from 2021 Future of Leadership Global Executive Study and Research Project. And they shared the findings. Now, before I will go into some of the findings or the learnings or the ideas which I got it, but those were linking to the point focus, or what is for me in digital transformation as an employee. And this topic even I also discussed during the session number 48 and 49. If you're new to the show, new to the podcast, you can go to otechtalks.tv, and in the menu on that you will find digital transformation. Under that you will find out, or you will get it, what is for me in digital transformation. That's important. Because we discussed what is for me in the digital transformation area was, okay, you whatever you are achieving in digital transformation as an organization, there are 3 pillars to that one. For the customer, the organization, and in the employee. And a lot of time what is happening, we are focusing on the customer and the organizations, not on the employees. Or maybe we are focusing on the customer experience, operational processes and business models, but not on the employees. So it's very important, very, very important and critical that how is this going to impact me and my colleagues? You need to, as leaders, you need to take care of it. How will my job change due to digital transformations? Do I have the right skills to succeed in digital world? And how will the organization help me learn? Is my job safe? Will I be replaced by a robot? What will happen if I don't get on board? How is the change going to impact the way I do my job? What is organization strategy that directly benefit me? What is the digital transformation plan that will help me to change at work, change my day-to-day life at work, and how my leaders, the executive leadership, is taking care of for me as an employee. And I think those are the areas, which are the key factors in the digital transformation of the leaders. Now, when we see about the survey, they're talking about that in 93% of workers across industries and geographies affirm that being digital savvy is essential in performing well in their role. The idea that effective digital transformation delivers agility, adaptability, and customer centricity is now both managerial mantra and leadership inspiration. So that's how you, me, or even the leaders need to think about it. In the recent survey by MIT Sloan, Now, what they did is they took 4,000 managers and executives. So out of that, 72% of respondents strongly agree that it is very important to them to work for an organization with a purpose they believe in. But only 49% strongly agree that they believe in their organization's purpose. Furthermore, only 36% of respondents strongly agree that they believe in their organization's ability to advance its purpose. This purpose gap suggests that senior leaders lack credibility when it comes to aligning their organizations around a shared vision. That lack of credibility puts their company's long-term competitiveness at risk. That's the key findings on that one. When leaders talk about this one, then they need to, think about themselves that without the help from anyone of the team, can they explain the vision for digital transformation? Or do you have just like a CPO or CDO, Chief Digital Officer, that's his job? And as shareholders or owners or a C-level executives, are you putting really efforts to put your budget towards transformation of the organization? And during that one, what others, your competitors, are doing it, and what will happen to your team, your employees? What's the risk to your organization if you don't close this gap? That's very, very important. And then they need to have the traits or competencies, which is drives digital savvy leaders and non-digital savvy leaders. And those traits, I think, corresponds to traits, cultural dexterity, learning agility, emotional intelligence, competencies, thought, understanding the business, making complex decisions, and creating the new and efficient. Then results, taking initiatives, people, building collaborative leader relationships, optimizing diverse talent, and influencing people. Self, being authentic, open, and flexible, adaptable. Do you have all these traits or competencies as a leaders, and which you are leading to the digital transformation organization? And then what are the drivers? Are you motivated from challenges, independence, structure, power? So all these are the traits which needs to be with the digital savvy leaders. Now, Amadeus Sloan's research report, which is talking about leadership's digital transformation. Unlike the leadership's digital transformation, it's not about business transformation or digital transformation of the organization. It's about leadership. How leaders are changing, adopting, understanding the digital transformation era, and how they're gonna do it. Now, in that one, I will take it a very good, which is, I like it, the two leadership gaps they identified it, from the organization's point of view, that not even half of their respondents, 48%, say that their companies create project teams that are deliberately diverse in terms of digital savviness. Even fewer, right? 31% of believe their organizations actively monitor or assess whether managers are improving their digital skills or not. Now, what they did, they asked questions. The question was, okay, having a critical mass of digital savvy leaders matters when it comes to our organization's ability to win in the future. That was the question, And then from that one, 88% said yes. And then our project teams are deliberately diverse in terms of digital savvy, 48% said. And 31% on our organizations actively monitors, assess whether managers are improving their digital skills. That's how 88% digital savvy leaders, they need to have it. And then another question, when it was asked, working in an organization with a purpose I believe in is very important to us. And then 72% people said yes. And out of that, not out of that. Another question was, I believe in my organization's purpose. 49% said yes. So that's how, and I like the purpose of maturity index. I think that's very important for organization, each one. When the respondents or the surveys where they did what they were asked, the degree to which they agree with each of the following statements. That's purpose maturity index. That, okay, working in an organization, the purpose I believe is very important to me. Strongly purpose-driven organization, and that you see from lot of other surveys, that where organizations or the workforce is not looking that, okay, they are just transforming their own business for digital transformation. And with the COVID-19 pandemic, it's very important that an organization need to even think about it, how their employees, what is important for them, rather than just talking about digital transformation. And then another very important question, home and work, which everyone or most of employees are facing who are working from home. That blurred boundary, number one, which is home and work. And the question was, okay, I establish a hard line between when I am working and when I'm not. And out of that, 44% strongly disagree or agree. 36% agree or disagree. So a lot of good questions and asked. And 48% said, I do not establish. 44%, I do not establish a hard line between when I'm working and when I'm not. And that's alarming. And that same sometimes I also face the same situation, that I don't know when I need to end the office or when I need to start it. And now another important, and I think that's what, when I was talking about in my session number 48, 49, that what is for me in digital transformation, that's in even 2021 findings, employees are not the top priority for top management. And that's one of the reasons that digital transformation projects are not succeeding the way it should be, or the way that the international analysis or the ratings are coming. So when survey respondents were asked to rank how top management prioritizes stakeholders when making key decisions, customers were placed in the first or second most position. That's see. And if you see from priority ranking point of view, customers are climbed 43%, employees 6%, only regulators 13%, shareholders 22%, their own interest 16%. That's how situation is. That organizations or the people or the employees are not considering that their managers, their leadership is treating them top priority for the digital transformation. And that's what you as a leaders and everyone as in the organization has to fix it. Without fixing that one, what they will be able to succeed it. And that for that you need to lead by examples. Set the examples in your organization how you want to achieve it. So the important, when we say led by example or lead by example, in this the impact of C-suite communication is very important. And the executives and the digital leaders, they need to understand. And that's how they need to share openly, so that the right message should go to the right stakeholders, which is their employees. And the way social media and all these tools are leading us to different type of engagement model and different type of information. In that context, where it's happening as a context collapse, which was the main idea from MIT Sloan, that in today's era, context collapse, where one single video of TikTok, can make a different opinion and things in the workforce. That's how the leaders need to also change and adapt and work for and support to their employees what they needed. And they also need to be measured effectively, that how digital they are, how well versed they are. That's, I think, what I thought about to share with you guys. And I will I will add it into the show notes, number of all the data which we referred and we discussed on it, number of articles. Stakeholders and shareholders are actively competing, and in that the digital workforce more technically savvy and more socially engaged than their managers. So they openly expect leaders to put up their digital game. Leaders need to be more as well as do more digitally. So they need to meet these expectations. Thank you so much for joining this podcast. And we were doing it certainly, on artificial intelligence and machine learning. But suddenly this topic comes up in my mind from the word focus. And then it reminded me back that, with the pandemic and COVID-19, all the organizations are driving and changing themselves. So it's very important that they should keep in mind what they are doing for employees, for their real stakeholders who are the backbone of the organization's success. And then I think I will leave the final thoughts on this one, that you need to put, I think, concentration on 4 areas: how you communicate to employees, how you're planning your workforce, how you're empowering the workforce, and then how you are improving their lives, irrespective of from the salaries to compensations to everything. That's the important lesson for today's world, that they are the real your stakeholders in any digital transformation. Thank you so much. Have a blessed life. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the OTech Talks podcast, and be part of Tech Talks at otechtalks.tv. It's a turf to share ideas, insights, and innovations.